Let's talk about the weather.
Yes.
Because we did this. Hold on, I don't know if they can see me. We did that.
And we're going to keep doing that.
We're going to keep doing
We're going to keep doing
I
that.
don't love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I don't love that either.
this is the thing. It is normal for March to see big swings, but it does feel like our swings have been a little bit more aggressive than normal.
Yeah.
We don't normally see temperatures get to multiple days close to records. We don't normally have multiple days of 80-degree temperatures plus. I know some people would like it to be that warm in March, but it's not normally. Normally our high's in the 60s.
Carlene would like it to
I
be
like
that.
warm.
Yeah.
So yesterday when our high reached, I think it was 68 was the official high, that is closer to normal. It's 66, 67.
that.
So if you were outside on Wednesday, that's what it's normally supposed to be. But today, getting close to 80. Tomorrow, we're hitting records across a lot of the central portion of the Carolinas. So let's start talking about the good. We have a lot of sunshine out there today. Live pictures here from Monroe, Dallas, over toward Kannapolis, the Queen City. It is a big weekend, of course, in the Charlotte area for baseball because the Knights have their opening night on Friday and, of course, opening weekend as well. Another look here, you can see there downtown Monroe looks fantastic. Today, we're warming back into the 80s, as I just mentioned. So temperatures close to about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. Close to 90 degrees on Friday. I do think we're going to be just below that 90-degree mark, but hey, Sunday almost got there. We got to 87, and it'll be a similar forecast for tomorrow. We're warming up very quickly. It's already 70 degrees. So again, temperatures currently are already warmer than where we were for the highest temperature we had yesterday. Now, something that you might notice today is the wind is still a bit breezy at times, but not quite as high as the last few days, especially Monday. Carlene knows we were out and about. That wind was rocking. That is what contributed to our elevated fire danger risk for most of the week. We are still under very high conditions, but the previous days of the week we were under extreme conditions. So think if we were 5 out of 5 before, we're like a 4 out of 5 now. So the breeze, the dry conditions we've seen are still going to impact that fire danger, but it's not going to be as bad as it has been. So there's yesterday. There's today, 15-degree warm-up. I guess we actually only got to 66. That's exactly where we should have been, so there you go. Tomorrow, 88's the current forecast.
Love it.
Now, normally when you get close to the end of March, your records are closer to 90. So I'm actually really surprised that our record for March 27th is only 85, but alas, that's what the record is.
Only.
Diamond in the rough. Well, I say only because most days this late in the March, it's like 90. So it's harder to hit a record.
Oh, that's fair.
But not March 27th. So 85 is the previous record. So I think we're going to blow past that. Getting close to 88 degrees is more of the story. Not a lot of rain to contend with the next few days. And I've said this before. I've said it twice. I've said it 3 times. I know it's nice when we don't have rain on a weekend, especially a weekend where there is a lot of activity going on. So I don't think that this rain we see is going to be very impactful, but please reminding folks that we need the rain. So we can't go without it forever. Here's today, we're dry. Fridays when we start to see the cold front roll in. This is what's going to cool us down heading into the weekend. This front is arriving much later on in the evening, so really impacting the mountains between about 5 to 8 p.m. We won't see rain in Charlotte until closer to 9 to 10. So it is Friday night. If you're going to be out and about, there will be a few showers around, again, especially after 9 p.m., so well after sunset, which is a bit abnormal, just based on the timing of the cold front. Not expecting a lot of rain and storm activity to become strong, but there could be a few brief, strikes of lightning, thunder, a little bit of that action. Most of this wraps up by 2 a.m. and then we are clear but much cooler for the rest of the weekend. Not a lot of rain to contend with, as I mentioned, over the next 7 days. This is the best we're going to do. And I know I mentioned this on the stream yesterday with Carlene and Jane, but what has been a concerning pattern from a meteorology, climatology perspective is that we have seen 7 to 10 day forecast outlooks where it looked like we were going to get better rain chances, and then they kind of pull back slowly over time. And that's kind of what Friday looked like. If you were talking to me last Friday, I would have told you, oh, I think we're going to get a pretty good chance of rain. Well, now it's like 20%. So with that being said, when we look at this long range pattern, trying to be a little bit cautiously optimistic that we will see better rain chances heading into April, I'm hoping that the April showers bring May flowers will come alive this year, because the drought, it's Thursday. New drought update continues to worsen. I rolled this back to 60 days ago just so we could have a perspective. We were already under a moderate to severe drought for most of the Carolinas already this time 2 months ago. Okay, so drier than normal, which is that little sliver on the eastern side of the Carolinas. If you look over toward Wilmington, everyone else was in moderate to severe drought. In my 5 years of working here almost, the worst we have been in is a severe drought. I know we've said this a few times. So the last time we were in an extreme drought was back on December. Well, I guess extreme drought for most of the area was December 2007. So then about a month ago, that extreme drought, I know we started to see that creep back in. This was February, so about 30 days ago. And this is it today. There's a little bit of improvement to the upstate of South Carolina, but you can see extreme drought now starting to bubble up on the southern tip of South Carolina. We see that same area on the western side there of the upstate, closer to Clemson, if you're driving down toward Greenville. And then again, you can see it expanding in the Charlotte area. That's eastern Monroe over toward, these counties are so hard to see. So most of Monroe, in areas east in Union County, creeping into Anson County. You can see most of Cabarrus County, eastern side of Mecklenburg, and now into parts there of Stanley County. And then there's still a little sliver there east of Raleigh. So the only improvement we've had is down toward Columbia. So they've gotten a lot of storms the past few weeks. So glad for them. Unfortunately, the more this drought continues to expand, the worse it's going to be if we don't get rain in the long term. I was telling this to our lovely friend and assistant news director, Spencer, yesterday, but the reason why the drought, the closer we get to late spring and early summer, is concerning is because when we look at the U.S. Drought Monitor, the people at the Drought Mitigation Center who do this, they don't just look at lack of rainfall. It's lack of rainfall, it's soil moisture. So it's based on where we should be, but it's also based on the time of year. So for example, a drought in summer is a way bigger deal than a drought in winter, right? Because nothing is growing, a lot of these plants don't need water during the winter. We're used to having less water. So when you get into spring, the growing season is supposed to be kicking off when we get closer to summer. That's where the drought starts to get more concerning. It is normal for us to start to get into drier than normal conditions late in the year, November, December, early. It's having such a bad drought to kick off 2026 that has been really exceptionally bad, and the fact that we just haven't had any good big storms. And I will remind folks that not just the droughts, but also dryness and lack of widespread rain is also making the pollen levels pretty bad. I know we've had a few stories on this already, but the biggest reason this year, kickoff to pollen season, everything just kind of pollinated at the same time due to a very cold end of February and a quick warm up into the month of March. And so with the lack of rain, we're not getting that good soaking to kind of wash some of the pollen away. When we've had rain, it's been very isolated storms, which we know kicks things up and makes it worse because of the isolated nature of the rain and the fact that the winds start to pick up. So I would expect this weekend to be another one where you're sniffling, sneezing, and if you're noticing a lot of sinus pressure and you don't have allergies, it's probably the pressure change from the big cold front. So 88 degrees tomorrow, near 60 on Saturday, so an almost 30-degree temperature drop. We will see a chance for some patchy frost Sunday morning, but temperatures are warming back up to the upper 80s by this time next week. So again, roller coaster ride, normal. However, it does feel like this year has been a little bit, higher highs and lower lows.
Oh, man, Saturday morning is just going to feel like a
chilly willy.
shock.
Well,
to
45
the system.
Saturday morning, it's Sunday morning. Well, 37.
Still, even Saturday, 45 is going to feel coming from like 88.
We were in the 40s earlier this week, and that's when the mornings that you were probably complaining
But
about. that it was too
even
cold.
then, it was that was a little brutal.
That's what I'm saying. It's compare. Yeah, it's like a few weeks ago we were in the 20s and we were happy because like we had a 10-degree low,
Yeah.
and people are like, "Heck yeah, 28, great!" And now it's brutal. Yeah, because we've
Just
already hit the upper 80s multiple
gotta
times.
prepare my body a bit. All right.
So that's what I'm here for, Nick, to prepare your body for the cold.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's a late birthday gift.
I'm always, then I guess I'm giving you a birthday gift 365 days of the year. But yes. Anything for you, Nicholas?
Brittany Van Vorhees, thank you for joining us. And you can catch Brittany at 4 doing traffic. Also, I believe you were at 5 or 6, updating us on the drought monitor as well.
Who knows?
Probably. She's around, folks. She's around.
Yeah. I know I'm there. I don't know when.
You should just
but I'll
keep
be
us
here.
on, then you'll eventually get to Brittany.
Yeah, man,
Right?
that works. We can do that.
Yeah,
Y'all
for
can do
sure.
that. Brittany, thank you. Enjoy
Thank
your
you.
Crocs. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus.